Clear communication saves lives. Yet across healthcare, a simple barrier keeps getting in the way. Patients aren't answering their phones. Even when the call comes from their own provider, most people see an unfamiliar number and let it ring. That single missed call can mean delayed care, missed results, or lost trust. This video explores how branded calling is solving that problem by making phone communication faster, safer, and more reliable for patients and providers alike. Phone calls remain one of the most direct and personal forms of communication in healthcare. In fact, 93% of patients say they prefer a phone call for urgent matters. Yet, many providers are struggling to reach them. Why? Because outbound calls typically display only a 10-digit number, no name, no context, no trust. According to First Orion's research, 76% of people ignored calls from their healthcare provider simply because they didn't recognize the number. That disconnect has consequences: delayed test results, unconfirmed appointments, and interruptions in patient care. Branded calling is the next evolution in caller identification. Instead of relying on outdated carrier databases, healthcare organizations can now register their outbound numbers and display their brand name directly on the recipient's screen. Imagine a call that shows St. Mary's Health Clinic instead of unknown number. The difference is instant recognition and immediate trust. Patients also see that same branding in their call history, making follow-up easier and reducing no-shows. It's a simple shift with measurable impact: higher answer rates, smoother coordination, and better patient satisfaction. Consider the remote healthcare platform Galileo. Before using branded calling, their patients often missed appointment calls because they didn't recognize the number. Galileo's engagement rate increased by 34% after adopting informed branded calling from First Orion, and conversions rose by 45%. That's not just improved communication, it's improved care. By making calls recognizable and trusted, Galileo turned unknown numbers into essential connections. Trust is the foundation of every healthcare interaction. In a world overwhelmed by spam and scam calls, unbranded outreach can erode credibility. Nearly 80% of patients said they'd consider rating a provider poorly for making unidentified calls. Branded calling changes that dynamic. It signals legitimacy before the patient even picks up the phone, restoring trust in voice communication, one call at a time. Healthcare is built on human connection. Branded calling ensures that connection isn't lost in a sea of unknown numbers. If your organization depends on phone outreach, it's time to make every call recognizable, trusted, and answered. Learn more about how branded calling works and see the full Galileo case study at firstorion.com.